Hello, my perfect Pisces. This is going to be a reading today for June. This is going to be a reading today for the upcoming month of July of 2026. This upcoming July. And we do have the end of June, new moon coming in Gemini, fellow water sign. That is going to be elevating our communication at the end of the month, either putting you more center stage with communications, or it's going to be, ooh, hello, there you are. Or it's going to be just making you more loquacious or speaking. You just will be a little bit more talkative perhaps, or more clear of speech. So that is something to look forward to with the new moon at the end of the month. And then to keep in mind, however, pretty much all through the month of July, we've got Mercury in retrograde, everybody's favorite time. So things are gonna slow down a little bit, as you know. Things are gonna maybe take their time a little bit. Technology is gonna maybe give you some trouble, you know, depending on how you handle that just in general in your life. If you're anything like me, technology's got problems all year long. It's got nothing to do. I mean, Mercury retrograde certainly doesn't help, but all right. We are getting there. Things are looking interesting. So far, no major arcana, so looks like it might, you know, I don't want to speak too soon, but it might not be a crazy month. If you've been having particularly wild months over the past year with a lot of big energy, it's possible you will not be dealing with that this month. All right, Pisces. Well, I do love that we've got this King of Cups here. We've got strong water energy coming in, representing you here and your position. Let's start here. Page of Wands crossing you. So the circumstances that you're currently surrounded with, it looks like you've got passionate new beginning, passionate energy, creative energy. You are standing in your power, being a person who holds the strength of your family. Perhaps you are a breadwinner. Perhaps you are, you know, the bringer of joy to you and your friend group. You know, you are somebody who is bringing the strength and bringing the noise and bringing a lot of joy, and you're really kind of in your power here. And your King of Cups, so water energy is flowing. It seems like this is a great card to have as your signifier here. Page of Wands crossing you. The situation you're currently faced with is just something fresh, something new, something that's kind of like beckoning to you as a new idea that is giving you passionate feelings. It's giving you that kind of, ooh, I'm excited sort of vibe. That is what I'm getting from this Page of Wands. Page of Wands is, you know, rushing in kind of quickly, but with a little bit more clumsiness than the Knight of Wands. You know, I mean, it's also a communicative card. So along with the communication of the end of the month, beginning of the month, this is also a card of communication. So you could be coming up with new ideas. You could have a message or something you want to say to a person. Could be about a business or a business idea that you have. Who's to say? Let's keep going. So it looks like the Two of Wands being your grounded energy. This is the earthbound energy that's influencing this situation. And the Two of Wands is a card of sort of like indecision. So it feels to me like you are, whatever this idea is that you've had, whatever this thing is that's come into your life that's new and kind of clumsy and kind of fresh and exciting, maybe even a little naive, a little childish, maybe a little dangerous sort of, you know, but not like crazy dangerous, like playing on a rickety bridge over a shallow creek kind of dangerous, as opposed to like bungee jumping, you know, with in an unknown place, you know, without anything vetted, you know, that kind of dangerous. So I think it's like less, again, all minor arcana. So it's not a super scary or intimidating energy, but it is a bit of a lower energy. The Two of Wands is, while you have this great, interesting idea, it's tempered by, you know, which is the better choice here? Is is this going to make me happy? Is this going to make me happy? Yes, that's a great idea, but like, here are these reasons why this idea might not be a great idea. But I want to put things into motion. You want to set something into motion. The Two of Wands is a card of looking out into, right? Holding, traditionally, that's the card of the guy standing there's usually holding like a globe in his hand. He's got like two wands next to him. He's kind of looking out. It's the card that precurses that Three of Wands card that is, okay, I've set my ships out to sail and now they're going to bring in my goods. Like, now you are the merchant with the idea. You're not the fully fledged merchant. You're not the guy with like the whole shipyard. You're the guy that has a boat that you saw that was relatively inexpensive and you have the ability to maybe fix it up and you've got a plan. You know what I mean? Like, that's not to be specific unless you are somebody who is working in shipping, and maybe that message is specifically for you. But just as a metaphor, just an idea, an analogy of what this is, it seems like you are dealing with a new idea. You're dealing with a new energy that's exciting for you, that you think is giving you, you know, pizzazz and giving you some interest, but it is a new, fresh, and a little bit doesn't have a lot of like strong legs as far as like its development. And so you are not really sure how you're going to get it going. You want to get it going. You're not sure how you're going to get it going. So this is your earthbound energy that's affecting you, is more practical. So that would make sense. But you're still dealing with wands here. You're still dealing with this, you know, energetic communication energy, this passionate energy, this fire energy. You're not really dealing with pentacles, which would be more kind of that slow, methodic energy, or swords, which would be more the mental kind of thing. You are dealing with passion. So this is something that's driving you from your guts, right? That feeling of creation that you feel down in your stomach, that pit of your stomach. Ooh, something's exciting. You know, it could be a person even. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a business or an idea, but something that's getting you excited, but you're not really sure how to get started with that. So you're kind of trying to weigh options. Maybe you're looking back and you're seeing how you're trying to figure out how the path is going to move forward. So that's the earthbound energy. Now your spiritual energy that's coming into play here. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this is slower moving. I was saying that this is that passionate, ooh, my tummy is telling me I'm really excited. You're seeing the earthbound potential here, but the earthbound card, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is earthbound energy, is actually the spiritual energy that is affecting you in this situation. It's the soul energy, the source energy, this iteration of this universal experience for you. Like, where are you going with this? How are we as a collective universally helping you understand the next step? So the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving. It's directed. It's definitely more mature than this Page of Wands energy. It's more like, okay, it seems like you're being helped by an energy of more decisive action, but patient decisiveness. Like the Spirit is giving you the idea. Spirit is going to help you with this, but you cannot be too pushy, because I don't think Spirit looks like it's taking its time a little bit. You know, Spirit is moving, it's working towards the goal that you're after. It is helping, but it is taking its time. And I think you might be feeling like it's taking its time. You might be like, I'm trying to get an answer here, and I don't feel like I'm getting an answer here. So you might be asking for answers and being like, hey, can I get some clarity, source? So now the recent past, what has been and what is leaving the circumstances, the Four of Swords. So this is an energy of being sort of in your own head. It's a restful energy. It isn't negative necessarily. It's more about just taming your mind. If you see in the card, and traditionally this is what it is. It's these four swords that you have up top, suspended over the top of this woman here who's sleeping. I think it's a man in the normal cards, but it doesn't matter. And it's this person who's resting peacefully. And it's like, even though they have these swords up on top of them, which you'd think would make them nervous, right? They are in fact sleeping very soundly. And in this situation, sleeping in a really beautiful, area covered in all of these beautiful flowers. So the dreams are not necessarily nightmares. This isn't the Nine of Swords, right? It's the Four of Swords. So this is a card of, you've been sleeping on it. You have not had a lot of opportunity maybe to move forward with it, whatever this idea or this thing is, this new exciting energy. You've been allowing yourself to kind of take a repose and not be too aggressive with your movement. You're allowing yourself to let Spirit kind of guide you, which is great, because as we see here, Spirit wants to take its time guiding you. It doesn't want you to be too eager. And so it seems like at least this is now remember, this is your past energy. So this is kind of going out. Seems like moving forward in the coming up energy is the Eight of Cups. So this is a card of emotionally leaving something behind. But it is leaving something behind in pursuit of something better, right? You leave the Eight of Cups behind, you go towards those 2 extra cups for the 10 of Cups, right? In order to get the 10, to make it whole, you have to turn your back on these 8 and you have to go in the other direction, right? So I think you're realizing here that in order to have whatever this thing is that you want, whatever this idea is, whatever this plan is, whoever this person is, whatever this thing is that you're interested in, you are going to have to walk away from what you currently have and what you are comfortable with and what is making you happy right now, or at least is giving you a sense of safety. Because I see all those cups together as safety, right? And your 8 cups, that's what you've got to hold on to. And so that's your safety. You are willing to leave that safety to go get those other 2 cups to make that the 10 of Cups, right? That's what you're doing there. So this to me feels like the incoming energy is dealing with that emotional disturbance. It's not going to be easy to do that, I don't think. I think that whatever this thing is you're going to have to turn your back on in order to make this idea that you have happen is going to be difficult to walk away from, and something that you enjoy. It's gonna be something that gives you quite a bit of emotional fulfillment, right? It's going to be something that makes you feel good. So I would say that whatever this thing is that you are thinking about, whatever this new idea is, this new business idea, this fresh, new, eager idea that you have, and you are in your power when you're thinking about it. So this idea comes to you when you're feeling yourself, you're feeling it. So it's something that I think that you should listen to. I think that is whatever this thing is that you are thinking of is coming from a place of honesty. It's coming from a place of reality of you, like a real place that you as the Piscean energy, as this King of Cups kind of water energy, you are really very much holding it down with this idea. It's a good idea. Like, it's a strong, that, I think, too. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right, so got a lot of swords here, and 1 cup. I mean, even this death card's got like a little, was it like a scroll here? Maybe like a little sword. It's got, I'm not really sure what that is. It's almost like a bird on a bone. It's like we've got a crow. We got like a crow here on top of a skull. I don't know, is that a bone? Is that a sword? What do you think? Tell me in the comments. So basically, the way I look at my Celtic cross, right? Traditional Celtic cross. Always a good one. Everybody loves the Celtic cross. Yes. The way I read it is that this is kind of your current, what you're dealing with, the here and now, what you are bringing to the table, what your brain is bringing to the table, what your meat puppet energy is dealing with, and how it's interpreting the spiritual energy and how it's accepting the spiritual energy. That's this side. This side, to me, for the Celtic cross, is straight up your spiritual energy. This is source and how it is affecting you in this situation. So that's kind of like, the yin and the yang a little bit is kind of how I see these. So this is sort of how your spiritual self is affecting this, and this is more how your material self is affecting this, right? And how it's accepting the spiritual self. So that being said, I think that this Page of Cups is how you are seeing yourself here, which is interesting because the Page of Cups, right, is the young Page of Wands, right? It's that eager, excited energy. It's that young, youthful, ooh, I'm going into something new. It's that I'm freshly the royalty, right? I'm a youthful royalty. I'm going to make some mistakes. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to rush into things. I'm going to trip, right? That's this kind of vibe. And so you've got this Page of Cups, which is spiritually how you are, right? Come to me as a child, right? So I think like you, inside of yourself, you are less this King of Cups, although you know that that's how you need to be in order for you to be the successful Pisces that you are meant to be in your family and in your life. You hold it down with your kingdom, with your King of Cups. But deep in your heart, you're the baby, right? You're the fun little Page of Cups. You're having a good time. You're living it up. And I think that's how you see yourself and how you see, that's how spirit is bringing this energy to you, because that is your spirit. And so you've got the Six of Swords, which this is in the position of the energy surrounding you, right? What your ancestral energy, spiritual energy, that's kind of, is it protecting you? Is it hurting you? How is it affecting you in this situation? How is spirit coming in? And it is protective, man. The Six of Swords is an excellent protective energy, right? And as a water sign, I think it's interesting. This is such a water heavy sword card. So I think a lot of that water helps to inform the emotional vibe of this card. Like, you are protected on whatever this journey is that you want to take. Like, if you want to do this, if you are willing to walk away and go find these other cups to bring it on home and make this happen, you emotionally are going to be okay, right? Your spirit is holding it down for you. It wants to hold it down for you. That's what that's what the cards are telling me here, is that this is the Six of Swords is that protective travel energy. It's an energy of moving forward on something while spirit is watching over you. Or, you know, maybe you have family that's watching over you. This could be a card of like, you have a familial situation that maybe has money that can help you with this plan. Like, maybe you have friends that have a lot of resources that might be willing to help you. Maybe you have a friend that has the similar interests that might be able to aid you in some way, right? The Six of Swords is a card of, I've got support. It's a very supportive card. So having it in this spot, which is the card of the energy surrounding you, you know, that's great. It's great. It seems like you've got a lot of positive energy surrounding you, a lot of protective energy. Your hopes and fears in this situation, like, what is the hope and fear here? Death card. Now, obviously we know, if you do these readings at all, if you're a tarot person at all, that death does not mean death, right? Death is transformation. Death is a card of something new, something old ending and something new beginning. And this situation, I think that you're a little nervous about that. I don't think you're 100% sure if you're ready for whatever change this is going to bring. I think that you are, from what I'm seeing here, you are excited about this idea. You got ants in your pants and you need to dance about this concept, as James Brown would say. Like, you are ready to go, but you are nervous about what is going to be left behind. Like, what are you going to have to sacrifice? What's going to have to change in your life? What is this going to change in your life? If this thing moves forward, if you move forward with this thing, what is that going to completely change in your life? And you're both excited about that and scared of that. And what a great card. And notice, the only major arcana in the entire read is this Death card. So what that says to me is that your hopes and fears, and that this is the final card, the Eight of Swords. Doesn't surprise me at all, actually, no. The Eight of Swords, right? At first I was kind of like, oh, it's a little bit of a, I love to end with a major arcana, right? I love to end with something exciting. And that felt a little bit like, oh, but now I totally get it, right? You're scared. Maybe scared is not the word, right? But you are aware of big change that this is going to bring for you, that this month is going to bring for this thing that's coming into your surroundings in the month of June, whatever this thing is, that this idea is that you've had. That's probably month of July, end of June, beginning into July, right? Whatever this idea is that started at the end of June and moved into July is exciting. You're eager for it, but you are very nervous about whatever these 8 cups are that you're having to turn your back on to make it happen. And from what I'm seeing here with the Eight of Swords, at least through the month of July, you know, I mean, this could obviously, like, that's as far as we're going here, so it could change. You're not making any moves. You're not making any moves. I hate to say it, I'd like to be more definitive than that, but you're not, it doesn't look like you're making any moves to me. To me, this looks like you're saying, look, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out by this change. By whatever this is going to mean for me, I'm freaked out. And I don't know that I can do anything about it. So the Eight of Swords is a card of basically holding in your feelings, holding yourself back, like quite literally holding yourself back. It's a person who, kind of want to clarify it just a little bit. Page of Wands. Queen of Wands. All right. Well, whatever this energy is that you are holding yourself back from, it's giving you a lot of, it's juicing you up. It's juicing you up. It could be a fire sign. I mean, Queen of Wands could be energy, male or female, doesn't matter, but could be a fire sign that is juicing you up. It could be, I mean, this Wands is just ideas, right? So this idea could just really be gassing you up hard, and whatever you have to leave is really something big if you're willing to, I think, like, say, man, I'm not gonna do whatever this is, because you're also getting offers, it looks like. Maybe, like, this feels to me like you might even have a situation where you're gonna have to say, no thank you, right? You've got, like, say you've got this Ace of Wands, or this Queen of Wands rather, this awesome, strong, passionate energy, this get it done, this nurturing, like nurturing an idea, bring it forth. Could be the person, right? I'm saying that you've got the Six of Swords, you've got potentially people around you who want to help you. That could be like who this is, right? Page of Wands is the messenger. Page of Wands and Page of Wands here. Interesting, the Page of Wands came out to qualify because it came out already in the reading. This energy is really strong for this idea, and it just keeps kind of coming at you. And I think that it's going to keep coming at you. See, like this. You're gonna sit here in your swords, and you're gonna be like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because it's freaking me out. And you're gonna be like, come on, you should do it. Like, I don't want to do it. It's freaking me out. And I think that's just kind of where we're stopping for the month of July. So, I mean, I don't know if this helps. Maybe I get some clarification from Spirit in an oracle card. I'm going to take the Witch's Oracle out here. And I just want to see if I can get a little bit of clarification on some advice. Just maybe some advice for you. I feel like advice would be helpful, right? You feel that? Feels like advice would be helpful in this situation, because I feel like there's not a lot of, hey, do this. This just feels a lot like, yeah, it's freaking you out. We see that. It's a great idea, though. Okay. So we've got the Wizard and the Lady. Okay, so the Wizard for 3/9. I love that card. I'm a big fan of wizards. And I think they are excellent in manifesting your destiny. So let's take a look. Wizard. The Wizard reveals that you have the potential to be charismatic and influential at this time. But beware, for Wizard carries a cautionary note. Are you being used or using another? When you find that you're in a position of authority, control, or influence, ensure that your powers are utilized for the greater good and not for personal prestige or gain. Do not be tempted by your ego. Impeccability is essential if one is to retain magical or spiritual gifts. Current circumstances may be a test to see just how much spiritual wisdom you deserve to carry. Move forward with integrity. It says a high note, actions taken now wield powerful results, right? It's a manifestor card, I'm telling you. And then the low note, more ego, less spirit, challenge self-importance. So to me, that card is saying, like, weave your future, right? You certainly have the power. You certainly have the spiritual power to do it. Where is it coming from, right? Where is the decision going to come from? So is it something you're excited about? Is it something that is coming from a place of integrity, a place of spiritual fortitude? If so, don't even bother worrying about it. It's definitely, right? Like, go for it. If it's coming from a place that feels pure, then don't worry yourself so much about, like, whether or not it's, you know, whatever this thing you have to leave behind, because sometimes decisions are hard, right? Sometimes you have to make choices that are better for you spiritually or better for you overall that might not be the best for everybody else. And sometimes you just have to kind of accept that, right? And then next we got the Lady, who came out at the same time as the Wiz. So let's see. We got the Wizard and the Lady. I like it because it almost looks like companions, right? You've almost got like the female companion of the male wizard here. So you've got sort of like a male-female, again, like that yin and yang sort of feel. All right, so we've got the Lady. There she is. The Lady signifies that you may have been feeling different recently. New blood seems to be coursing through your veins, haha, and you are changing as a result. It is possible to embody any characteristics we choose, and by doing so, match the energies that are presenting themselves to us in our outer world. Interesting. The Lady indicates that you have the ability to stand up for yourself, even if it doesn't seem like it sometimes. You are the power behind your reality. If your reality does not fit your dream, start to change it now. Call for the energies that are required to fill you with whatever you need. Believe in your power and your strength. High note, all that you need is present. Low note, issues of disempowerment are highlighted. So, yeah, I do think that both of these cards are basically saying, you have the ability to make this thing happen. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't let your lack of assurance that this is going to be perfect necessarily get in the way. If it feels like it's coming from a place that's pure, if it feels like it's coming from a place that's good, it feels like the spirit is telling you, you know, green light on that idea. Go for it. Make it, give it your best shot. It seems like it's got legs, whatever this thing is that you're thinking of. So that's all I've got for you, Pisces, for July. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you in the next one.